What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the FBA Capital Trading channel. And today we're going to be getting into the daily range case study for none other NAS100 on the day of October 10th, which should be Monday, if I'm not mistaken. October 10th was Monday, yes. So we're about to get right into the daily range case study. And with that being said, let's get right on into these charts. So as you can see, I do have this orange line just to show where the market opened. So this is where Friday's price action closed off and then Sunday finished. So we're going to be starting the daily range case study from this day to the right. And we're going to start off by doing that by marking up the previous day's highs and lows from the previous day, which is going to be Friday 7th. So now we're going to get the previous day's high. Boom. Come down. Previous day's low. As you can see, it was clearly a bearish day. Why? Because the previous day's low did get ran through and the previous day's high did not. We're going to also mark up the Asian session range, so from 18 o'clock all the way to midnight. Boom. Just like that. Now that you know where the day we're doing, I'm gonna get rid of this box right here. So as you can see, there's a few areas in price that I want you guys to pay attention to, and that's going to be 1, this high, 2, this low, and 3, the short-term low right here. Because for the most part, we didn't do much. We just ranged because Monday was a holiday. Monday was Christopher Columbus Day, which is a bank holiday, meaning we didn't have a lot of momentum in the market, and that's what led to price for the most part ranging. But there's still a few things that happened. So let's look at this high right here. Why is this high important? For one, this is the high that ran the Asian session high. So if you look to the left, we ran the Asian session high. Let me make this black. Boom, make it a little bit smaller. We ran the Asian session high at 9 o'clock in the morning after doing what? Creating the high of the day and tapping into, we didn't really tap into this big figure level. We came close, so 11,100. And right here where price was ranging the whole time was at 11,000. So you can always see time and price always lining up. And then all the way down here, we also missed another big figure level by a few points. I could mark up 10,900, but in my opinion, that wasn't a bad level. This is the range for the most part. So now let's annotate this high. We had the high of the day at 9 a.m. along with the Asian range high getting ran. Also, what else do we have? If you also look on the potential higher time frame, like an hour or the 4 hour, I'm just trying to see if there was any other confirmations that we had. Right here, what it does look like happened is price came in and filled the rest of this fair value gap right here. So that's a 4 hour fair value gap that got filled, and I wouldn't have seen that if I wouldn't have went to the higher time frame. That's why going to these higher time frames is going to be extremely helpful. Move this over a little bit. Let me just, I'll leave it where it was. So we also had the 4 hour fair value gap get filled, and as you can see, look at how price slowly fell off after coming into that area. Plus we had the 4 hour fair value gap filled, and that's what then led price to have this extreme drop at 9 a.m. that led price to running below the short-term London session low and also targeting the Asian session low and the previous day's low. So all of that happened right here. So we're going to annotate that. So we had London, Asian range, low, London low, the Asian range low, forgot to put low, and the previous day's low got ran. And all of this got ran at what time? 10 a.m. Now, even though that didn't create a low of the day, you can see how price reacted at that time. Price did have a move. We ran, cleared this Asian session low. We also cleared that London low, and also cleared that previous day's low, all right here. And at 10 o'clock, 10:15, we did have a push that then retraced all the way back to 11,000. Now, even though this isn't a move that you would have likely had a long-term move, you could have caught the majority of this move and at least been break even, and then took only a break even trade, because this is still an opportunity that could have potentially pushed to the top side, in which it didn't. But now we're going to come all the way down here. Let me also look to the left. Boom, we have another confirmation for why price left below, left from where it is. So right over here, make this black. So as you can see, we ran that day's low right here, and after price ran that low, price swiftly moved back higher. And at 13 o'clock, so 1 p.m. is when we made this low. Sorry about my nose if you guys can hear that. I have a little bit of a sniffles. But we had, what was I gonna put? We have the low of the day at 1 p.m. after running a previous day's low. Not the previous days, but a previous day's low. Also, what happened? We didn't really tap in anything else, in my opinion. I say we held 850, so I'm gonna move this to 850 mid-figure level, because like I said, it didn't really tap that 800 level, so we're gonna make this our mid-figure level, because you can see that price did hold that, and with the little confirmations we have, that's what I'm gonna put. So we had 10,850 mid-fig rejection at 1 p.m. after running that one of the previous day's lows, and this is what led us to creating that low of the day in price before price eventually had this push to the top side. Now, why is that push going to be important? Because simply I'm going to be pulling a fib from the high of the day to the low of the day. We're going to pull a fib using the bodies. Boom, boom. Gonna get the fib levels, and what do you see? Price retraced right into that 70.50%, right into 11,000 before price eventually started to move back to the downside. So now let's annotate this. Now, what time did this happen? 13:45. So at 1:45. So at 1:45 p.m. we had the fib short along with the 11,000 rejection. And what else did we have? Didn't run any highs. We ran these short-term highs, but not this high right here. I would say that's for the most part the only confirmations for that area due to the time frame, and also came above the 12 a.m. open. Just like that. As you can see, the 12 a.m. open is right at that 12, right at that 11,000 area. So it's kind of right behind it is this dotted line. You can probably see right here. Came right above it before dropping back off. And up here was also above the opening, making it the most optimal time to potentially look for a short. So for the most part, this is what happened on Monday. It was an overall bearish New York reversal, considering that New York session made the high of the day at 9 a.m. and then we ended up running the previous day's low, and Asian range low, and Asian session and London low, all around that same time after that move. And we also created that low of the day early what would I say? It's not Tokyo, but I would say late New York session. I guess I would say late New York before Asian session. But yeah, for the most part, it was just a simple bearish day, nothing crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot this, I'm going to put it inside the chat, and that's really it. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. These daily range case studies are going to be something that I'm doing on a daily basis. I'm going to try to get into it again, since I was slacking previously, but we're going to get back into it. I'm going to make sure I send them in the chat. I'm going to make sure I document them, and also you should make sure you do the same thing, because these are going to be very beneficial, because the things that happen today could likely happen tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month. So that's why you want to understand what is happening on a weekly and monthly basis. And the only way you're going to be able to do that thoroughly is if you have the documentation, all the data from each day. So with that being said, hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.